So it's 8 o'clock here in Central European time, and I'm ready for my weekly Facebook Live. I just sent out an email to everyone 30 minutes ago, reminding them you all about the Facebook Live that I do every Wednesday, because today's topic is relevant to a lot of people. And I know that because we get questions every week. We get questions from dog owners asking us how to stop their dog from jumping on other people. So we also have a freebie. We have so you can sign up and get a video. Actually, it's a couple of videos where we are teaching you how you can stop your dog from jumping on you. And a lot of people that sign up for this training, they also ask how they can refer this or to use the same methods to stop their dog from jumping on other people. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. My name is Lisbeth. I'm the founder of Nordic Dog Trainer, and I'm here in Norway. So if you are new to my Facebook Live, welcome. I'm doing live every Wednesday at 8 o'clock here on our Facebook page. And we also have a free Facebook group called Back to Basics. I will post the link to the Facebook group in the comments when I'm finished here. You can also go on the top, right at the top of our page here on Facebook, and there is a button to click so you get to that free Facebook group. I already made a post inside that group, so we can continue the discussion inside the group if you want. In the group, we also have our dog trainers, educated at Nordic Dog Trainer, that are helping you out for free. This is a free Facebook group to join. So I always do a little bit of chit-chatting, because the first couple of minutes when I go live, Facebook always need a little bit of time to find you all and to notify you that something is happening on our page so that you can actually find the live. I don't know what happens in the back end. I just hope that you get a notification. I think you can also ask to be notified for these events on Facebook. So if you're here now and joining me live, please let me know where you are. I see some people already did in the comments, because I always love to hear where you are at the moment, because we have a very, very international community, and I love it. We really get to meet like-minded dog lovers all over the world. So we have Anna Maria in Belgium, and we have Margarita in Greece. Monica is here from New Hampshire. Thank you for reminding me about the state that I always forget. Monica is also a student advisor at Nordic Dog Trainer and one of our teachers. Corinne is here from Switzerland. Corinne, I received your email this afternoon. Thank you very much. I will reply to it tomorrow. Very exciting. And Jill in Wales. Justina is in Poland. You see, we are really all over the place. Oh, we have Lynn in South Africa too. I love it. I love it. So we just got snow. Surprise, surprise. I'm in Norway, here in Scandinavia, at the top of the world. I mean, geographically, very close to the North Pole, I feel. And we already got some snow. Maureen is also in South Africa, and it's the opposite down there, isn't it? It's warm. And Toronto, Canada as well. I've been to Toronto many, many years ago. I was actually thrown out of a museum in Toronto. It's a funny story. I just walked, just took the wrong door, and they thought I was doing something suspicious, so they walked me out. I had the guards walking me out from the museum. Very embarrassing moment in my life, but it's a long time ago, so I kind of got over it. But beautiful city. Yes, Maureen, it's summer, so if you ever feel like cooling down, you're welcome to come to Norway, where it's cold and we have snow already. Tomorrow I have an appointment to change the tires on my car to winter tires. We have this special tires with spikes on them to get a better grip on this ice and snow. Ingrid is here in South Carolina in the US. Thank you for being here, everyone. Okay. So feel free to make any comments or questions in the comments while I'm talking. The unfortunate thing is that I can't get Zoom to cooperate with Facebook anymore. Where I do, we never know if we go live or not. And the thing about that is that then I can't share a PowerPoint. So I'm actually reading on my computer, my notes on a document on my computer, and here in my notes, always prepared. So I want to talk about jumping on people, because this is a very common problem. So first of all, we have this is interesting, we have this ads, like I told you in the beginning, we have a free training on jumping, how to prevent your dog from jumping on you. So we have these ads on Facebook, and people are commenting like crazy, and they're discussing also in the comments of these ads. So we have thousands of shares and likes and what have you, and also hundreds of comments and discussions about jumping. So people, I didn't even know, but people have a very strong opinion about this. Some people say that, you know, if people don't like my dog jumping on them, they're not welcome to my home, and there you go, you have the whole discussion starting out. You know what it's like on social media. So first of all, I just want to say that jumping when you're greeting for a dog, that is not instinctively normal behavior. That's not polite behavior between dogs. So when dogs greet each other, they don't naturally jump on each other. It's rather the opposite. They're quite calm. They turn their head a little bit to the side. That's the polite way for dogs to interact and to greet another dog. A new dog that they haven't met before, or a friend. Young dogs and puppies, yes, they can jump. And of course, some dogs do jump on other dogs, but it's because they are impolite, maybe even a little bit of bullies, or they haven't really taught from other dogs, being taught how to be polite as a dog. So that's important to remember, that this is not a behavior that they need to do to be a dog. Okay? So if your dog is jumping on you, it's up to you if you would like them to. Very often dogs, they start when they're puppies, they jump, or they want to climb up higher, because all the exciting smells is very often situated around our mouth or in our face. You know, we are taller than other dogs, so that's why to smell us and to greet us in that way, to be close to us, they have to reach out, they have to stretch or jump or stand on too. So in that sense, it's a normal behavior. It doesn't mean that the dog is aggressive or anything like that. So I think it's up to you what you prefer your dog to do, or what you accept that your dog is doing with you in your home or around you. That's none of anyone else's business. And also you can teach your dog to not jump on other people, but still allowing him to jump on you. That's possible too. So that's also important to say. So now you have to decide, do you want to train your dog to be polite around other people and dogs? And today we're talking specifically about jumping on people, because that's what the emails are mostly about, the questions, when they meet other people with their dogs. I think, again, this is my personal opinion, I think we should teach our dogs not to do it because it's just polite. And not everyone. Some people are scared of dogs. Some people just don't appreciate it when they have, you know, with their clothes and everything, for a number of reasons, which is, I think, not even important. The fact that, you know, we need to respect other people around us as well. Not everyone loves dogs, unfortunately. We have to respect it. Even for other dog lovers, you know, it can be too much. And then you have other issues, like my Wilma in the back here. She's a basset hound. She's very low. She's not a tall dog. Basset has very, very short legs. So she's a very low dog. She's not tall. But the thing is that she's heavy. It's a big dog. So if she jumps on anyone, I would say, it's some, you know, it's a certain number of kilos that you have to kind of stand against. And so it's really not good if she's jumping on kids or people that have any disabilities or hard to walk, or elderly people. So I can't have that. I don't want her to do that. Even on me, sometimes I have some pain issues with my body, and then it's not okay for me to have her or anyone jump on me because it's painful to me. So it's good to have some tools on how we can avoid that. And what we can use is two very, the most used tools I use is the hand signal and turning away. Now I have to look at my notes because I have a list here. So, first of all, if you're out walking your dog on leash, when you meet another person and you stop to talk to another person, or you have a dog that will kind of likely jump on other people when you're out walking, you have to keep a distance. And I think the number one mistake we do as dog caretakers is that we do not observe our dogs enough. We are not prepared and we're just hoping for the best. So you need to watch your dog because you know what he will do. Most likely you recognize all the signs that your dog is showing before they're jumping. So number one rule is to keep, and this is a very, very rare occasion when I say short lead, okay? If you have a problem with your dog jumping on other people when you're out in public, then you need to have a short lead in those places where there is a lot of people and your dog is likely to jump on them. So a short lead and a distance. And if you stop to talk to another person, you can do a number of things. You can tell the person to use the hand signal themselves, or to ask them to turn around. So these two things we can do with our body, and no commands. I suggest that you do not give a command to this. You don't have to say no, or stop, or actually commands or talking in this situation can make the jumping worse. So number one, dogs also do what they get attention to do. So if it gives them a good feeling, or in any way reward them, they will continue doing it. And being talked to, being touched, being, given the attention, even with just looking at the dog, can in very many instances be enough for the dog to start jumping or not to stop jumping. So first of all, you as the caretaker, you need to have a short leash. I would use the attention sound here. I love the attention sound in these situations. So when I see that Wilma, and I have just this weekend, last weekend, I was visiting my mother's. Luckily, they have, they're allowed dogs in the home my mother is in. I posted a very nice picture here on our Facebook page, so you can scroll down a little bit and you'll see Wilma and my mother. So my mother has dementia and she's in a home with other people, older people with dementia. And I can't have Wilma running around jumping on them. So I am prepared because Wilma is very excited to go there because she gets a lot of attention, you know, that they all love her. So I need to keep her on leash in the beginning, so to make sure she's not jumping. And then I'll give the attention sound to stop the behavior I don't want her to continue doing. So before she jumps, I do the attention sound, which is, in my case, I use this sound. And then I would take 1 or 2 steps back and Wilma would come to me. I have avoided the jumping from happening. And then I would find a chair and I would sit down. In this particular case, I still have Wilma on leash because I know that she will try and jump again because she just wants to greet my mother. My mother is in a wheelchair and very fragile. So again, Wilma cannot jump on her. It's not a good thing. So that's why even I have a leash on Wilma then. And then when Wilma calms down, it only takes a few minutes, but then I let go of the leash. Okay? So you need, so this is the obvious thing, and this is what everyone should do. To have distance, to even move back a little bit, and to try and not, I think this is one of the difficult things, to get stressed yourself from the situation, because maybe you feel a little bit embarrassed, you know, people thinking, oh, she has no control over dogs and the dog is not obedient and all that, and you feel a bit stressed out because of that. You just, you know, want to show other people that you kind of have control as well. So you do everything that you need to do to have your dog calm down in that situation. And the best thing is always to have the other person do the hand signal, turn away, or whatever they need to do. Whatever they do, you should instruct them not to look at the dog, not to talk at the dog, because that's big rewards for most dogs. And then, let me just check my notes here. So observe the dog, reward calm behavior. So dogs do what they get, something, how do you say that in English? Dogs are opportunists, so they would do things they, you know, get a good feeling from doing, that they're rewarded to do. So if they are rewarded for being calm, your dog will most likely be more calm. If you have a teenage dog, an adolescent dog, which is crazy when you're out and about and you are training your dog, I don't see any problem with actually having a few treats, small treats, and to make sure your dog sees them and you drop them on the ground so that you redirect the attention of your dog to sniffing on the ground instead of jumping. At the same time, you need to practice the hand signal, the attention sound, using your body language and asking the people you meet to use their body language. You don't have to tell them why and everything, you just instruct them on what to do, yeah, to not jump on them. If it's impossible, if your dog is still jumping and you just can't handle the situation, the dog is too strong or something like that, I would actually advise you to tell the other person, sorry, I can't talk right now, I'm training my dog, and just move on. Because dogs also, you know, when they get to practice something like reactivity on leash, like scaring away dogs they find, or situations or objects that they find, you know, a bit scary, they get really good at doing it. So the more you allow your dog to jump or pull the lead or any other thing you don't want your dog to do, the better your dog is getting to do it, because they have a lot of practicing doing it. So we have to prevent them from doing it. That's why you should always try and stop the unwanted behavior before it happens. So hand signal, turning away, turning your side to the dog, turning your head or your whole body 180 degrees can also work. So to sum up, don't get too close to other people if you know that your dog will jump. Try and use the hand signal and your body language before you resort to any cues and commands and start talking to the dog, because most likely it will just make the situation worse, more hyper, more it will cause more activity in the dog, not reactivity, but the dog being more active, seeking more attention. And then instruct the other person what to do. If you can't do that, go back a couple of steps, shorten the lead, maybe even put a few treats on the ground and let your dog sniff or do something else while you're talking to that person. If you haven't trained this and you have a young dog and or an adult dog or an untrained dog who just can't be calm in these situations, you cannot expect that your dog will be calm when you're standing there talking to a person for a few minutes or longer. You just can't expect it. It's not fair for the dog. You have to train. That's why it's nice to socialize your dog and to do things, activities that will help your dog learn this kind of behavior, being calm in different environments, approaching different people, and so on. So I think very often we are a little bit unfair to our dogs when we are just expecting too much from them, and we get stressed. So yeah, that's what I had to say about this. I know from experience that some of you might not be happy with my answers or with my suggestions, but I don't have a magic wand. We don't use any harsh methods. We don't even, I don't even ask my dog to sit or to lay down. That's also something maybe I just want to clarify. I'm not saying that this is really bad to, you know, it's not the worst thing we can do, of course, but there are better ways. We have a very good Facebook Live, which is recorded. It's a lecture by Lubo on why we are not asking our dogs to sit. So being in a special body position for the dog is not really what can I say? There are better ways of doing it, because whatever happens, the inside of the dog have to be calm anyhow. So then when the dog is calmer, your dog can choose if he wants to sit, stay, or standing on his head, or 3 legs, or whatever they want to do, as long as they don't jump. Okay? So now I'm open to any questions. If you have them, you can put them in the chat. Sorry, in the comments. That's what it's called here on Facebook. I'm just going to check my notes. 1 second to see if I have forgotten anything. So turning our back against the dog and to ignore, in that sense, to ignore by not looking at the dog. And of course, never ever start doing this. This is what happens, especially with kids. Oh, don't jump. Oh, don't jump. you know what happens? Especially puppies and young dogs, they will chase whatever is moving around them. So you are, in fact, teaching your dog to jump when you are moving your body like this, your hands like this. That's a very common mistake that we do, because it's a instinctive reaction for us humans, probably, to just go, wow, don't do it. And you holding the leash should not do it either, of course. You have to hold the leash down, not up. And never hold any rewards here and tell the dog to stop jumping. It doesn't make any sense. The dog has to get the reward, or in this case, a treat, on the ground, not in the air when they're jumping, because then we are rewarding the jumping, of course. So redirect attention before the dog is jumping, and I would do that with the attention sound. Okay, I think I remembered everything now. Let me check the comments. Margarita is saying, with a short leash she pulls like crazy. I hope as she grows up she will calm down a bit in this matter. Okay, so when it comes to that, I wouldn't count on this just going away when the dog is growing up. It's something we need to train. So if a dog is pulling on leash, it won't stop with age. It won't naturally just stop. So you need to do something about it. But the good news is that this is something that we can actually do something about pretty easily if we just train it. Greece is asking, the attention sound that I use is the same thing that you use when you're horse riding. It's like, I don't want to do it too many times because Wilma is sleeping and she's trained to know this attention sound, so I don't want to wake her up. But you can use any kind of sound. We use a sound because it's more neutral than a word, and you can use it for many different things in different situations with however many dogs you have around you at the moment. So I find it a very, very easy, accessible tool because it's, you know, it's with me all the time. Michelle is writing, other people like to jump around and play with my dog. He enjoys excitement, but then it's difficult to calm him back down. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think there weren't really a question. It was more a comment, right? So you need to tell these people that if that's what they choose to do, they can't expect the dog to calm down on a cue or command. That is totally unfair to the dog. So this is also a common mistake that we do, that we, you know, when we come home, for example, and the dog is happy and the dog is jumping and we go, oh yeah, I'm home. And we start, you know, playing a little bit with the dog, even playing tug or something. And then all of a sudden we don't want to do it anymore because it bores us or we have other things to do. And then we're like, stop. And then we get frustrated and angry with the dog. Very unfair to the dog, of course. What would you do if the dog starts to jump on yourself? If the dog is jumping on me, I either use the hand signal or I turn around. That's what I do. I ignore them if I don't want them to jump. If they're puppies or smaller dogs jumping on me, I would sit down if the dog wants the attention from me. If the ignoring and hand signal doesn't work, I would have to see a video. Now again, you're asking, so this is typical. So if it doesn't work, what else? I don't have, ignoring, hand signal and turning around does work if we have the patience, if we do it the right way, if we don't have our hands all over the place, if you stand still, hands down, no treats in your pockets that your dog is jumping to smell, for example. That happens a lot as well. We have treats and the dog is actually jumping to get the treats. And sometimes you have to stand still for a longer period of time. And I'm not talking about 30 minutes, but I'm talking about maybe a whole minute. And a whole minute can seem like an hour, but it's still just a minute. What do you think of putting a foot on the leash to refrain him from jumping? You can do that, but it's easier. I do that if I were too late or I can't prevent it any other way. Yeah. So first I do the attention sound. I get Wilma or the dog in question to come back to me or to turn around and do something else before I do that. And I would never do it if the dog was wearing a collar, just, if it was on a harness. I have people who love my dog but don't care about my instructions of hand signal, turning the body. What in that case? Well, that's a people problem. So I don't know your people, but you need to advocate for your dog. You need to explain it. Again, I am not an expert on people. I'm sorry. But yeah, a lot of our problems and a lot of the questions we get is about people. What do I do when I meet other people in a walk who let their dog come and greet mine, or don't let my dog greet them, or something like that? When it comes to handling people, it depends on the people. So it's too little information for me to answer, to give you any good feedback on that. But you just have to try and tell them. Yeah. But again, I try to avoid situations where my dog is being told off by other people, when other people get annoyed. I really don't like that. I really don't. I want to avoid anyone being annoyed with Wilma or push her down or something to give, bad experiences. And that's something you should worry about, especially if you have a puppy and adolescent dog. You don't want that, because then your dog is just collecting very bad experiences with this. And yeah, again, that could be another problem behavior in a very short time. So that's why we need to take responsibility and make sure that our dog is safe from those kind of people and far away enough so they don't jump on them. And I have told people that I meet, people that I don't know on the streets, if they ask me, can I greet your dog? I have said no, because of that reason. In case, my dogs would jump on them, I would say, no, I'm sorry, you can't. So that's the solution to that's how I do when I don't want that. I just say, sorry, no. And then I walk on. Okay. So like I said in the Facebook group, Back to Basics, I made a post this afternoon. So if you go in, if you're not a member, I will copy in the link in the comments here just when we're finished with the live, and you can become a member tonight. We let in new members every evening, Central European time, because it's there. A lovely admin in the group, she's in Australia, so she is letting new members in every evening. And then we can continue the discussion, and you can even share videos or pictures of your dog and the problem behavior, and then get comments and our feedback on it, our dog trainer's feedback. Michelle is writing, I just realized that I tend to overexcite Ted sometimes when greeting him. He sometimes get a bit hyper in response to that. Exactly. We always have to look at our own behavior first, the human behavior, because very likely we are doing something that is causing the behavior of the dog. And if that is unwanted behavior, that we need to stop doing what we are doing. I know, Margaret, she's always sleeping. You kind of I've been thinking that in every live, Wilma is just in the back sleeping, but every live is, you know, in the evening here in Norway, so we have already been out enjoying, or not so much enjoying, the snow. The cat is not enjoying the snow as much. I certainly don't really enjoy the snow, but Wilma is fine with it. Yeah. So, thank you for being here tonight. I hope this was helpful. At least, maybe I could help you get less stressed in these situations. I hope so, because the stress gets to you. At least it does to me in these kind of situations, because of other people's expectations, which it shouldn't be like that, but well, maybe there are other people like me who are a bit too conscious about, you know, how other people think of us. And I know we shouldn't, but we still do. So, I've already been talking for 40 minutes. I think this is it for tonight. I'll be back next Wednesday. And until then, have a very nice week and try and help your dog to stop jumping. And I'll see you in a week. Bye.